And so they needed somebody who could put that Spanish twist to it. And so I learned from them how to talk into a mic. I watched them edit, the audio. And, I honestly never, I honestly didn't ever see it as a big part of my career, but time went on, and one day I'm stepping out of the shower, I'm listening to Pandora, and I hear this terrible radio ad. And I thought to myself, God, that announcer, that voice is terrible. I can do better than that. And I stumbled across Fiverr, and I just opened up an account, and I just started taking like little $5 jobs here, $20 jobs there, just recording whatever script people would send me. And after doing it for a little while, I realized that the easiest jobs for me were phone greetings, the IVR systems, especially because I'm bilingual. And so I've focused on that. So if you go to Fiverr, my account is Nicole.Valentin. And I focus on doing IVR greetings, and you can hear me. I've done a lot of bank work. So just, thank you for calling, Independent Bank. And so that whole prompt system, and it pays pretty well, and it's really easy. And so it's become a good source of side income for me, especially during the pandemic. We've had a surge in due to COVID-19, we are, I just actually, we're working right now on a project for a government agency in California where they have, due to COVID-19, they closed down their offices, and they're handling all of their business online and via phone. So I'm getting ready to help them translate and prepare all of the entire phone tree so that they can start servicing their whole county online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great. So, Nicole, this series is called the Thriving and Inspiring series. And I always like to our guests to share something, perhaps a challenge that they're going through, or they overcame, and how they did it. So what do you think was one of those challenges that define your career or, your business, and what did you do to overcome that challenge?
That's a great question. I actually thought about this a lot, because I've had, in 10 years, you can imagine, I've had many different kinds of challenges. But the one I think that speaks the loudest to me has been learning how to hire, learning how to manage and motivate, and just be a leader. That was really hard. Remember, I studied at USF, got my degree, and I did 2 sales jobs, and then I went off on my own. And if you've read the E-Myth, or if you've even heard about it, it's a concept of, you're great at baking pies. That's wonderful. But, you can't just be the pie baker forever. You've got to transition into being a business owner. And so I had to do that. I had to transition into getting the help that I needed. And so that always was, still is, and I think always will be. I think it's so delicate, the art of learning how to screen people for a certain job, learning when somebody just doesn't have the capability of doing something, and figuring, they might have a wonderful personality, but they just don't have the skills, or they have the skills, they're really sharp at what they do, but their soft skills, their personality, the way that they handle feedback or criticism or changes is very poor. Just dealing with all of that has been the biggest challenge. And when I had my actual office, I would use, I'm like you, I believe in delegating, and I believe in partnering with other experts. I'm all aboard with that. And so I noticed that I had that deficiency in myself. I had no experience in managing anybody. And I hired, her name is Lori Goldsmith, I think is her last name. I'm forgetting now for some reason, but she's like an independent HR consultant. And I hired her mostly to teach me how to identify a good hire, how to give feedback, how to give a review. And I learned a lot of what I know from her. I also listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks, and I've learned a little bit from there. And then real world experience. Gosh, there's nothing like real world experience.
Right,
The school of
right.
hard knocks.
Yes, and I think that's one of the things that as business owner, like a solopreneur, right? Or when you're starting, you have those support system, right? That you can bounce off ideas from, because that support system might go through what you're doing, you might have gone through what
Mm-hmm.
you experiences, but as a business owner, you think that you're the only one that
Yep.
has been through that. And by having that open line of communication is pivotal to be able to have our business succeed. And I always share this: 70% of the economy of the United States are run by small businesses. So
Mm-hmm.
as a community, as Americans, it is in our best interest that small business owners stay in business, because it helps the economy. So that's where the heart of Cafecito with Rosie on air, on TV is for, and then the whole Rosie Pulse on Enterprises. Now, as a mom, I think what will be one of the perhaps tips that you will be giving a working mom that is okay, like managing the kids and school and working all in the house with this pandemic?
Hang in there.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. I mean, I'm still figuring it out. I keep tabs on my friends, and I think we all feel a little overwhelmed, and we're all trying to do our best. In terms of like advice, I really, honestly, the only thing I can tell them is I'm right there with you. Every day is like, sometimes I'll take my daughter out to the sand pit and I'll bring my laptop. I do a lot of business on my phone. I delegate a lot. I count on my support team a ton, because I literally don't have the time to sit in front of my computer and push stuff out. So I would encourage people to delegate as much as possible. There's also like this flip thing that I kind of want to add. I've from having my daughters, sitting in the rocking chair for hours, breastfeeding her, especially when she was very young, even just rocking her to sleep. I've learned the value of taking breaks. And I used to be kind of like a workaholic. I would sit there and just push through work. And I was really surprised to see that I was way more productive when I was taking frequent breaks to attend to my daughter. But I would find that in those break moments, my brain would problem solve really efficiently. And when I would come and sit back down at my computer, I was like super sharp, and I would just knock out real quick what I needed to do. So I just would encourage people, take breaks. They're actually really good for you. So if your kid's asking you to play ball outside, just leave the computer. The world's not going to die in 20 minutes. Just go throw the ball with your kid. And when you sit back down, you'd be surprised. You actually might be more productive.
Well, thank you so much for those amazing tips, Nicole. And where can people find you?
Oh, very easily online, I hope. Our website is www.createbrandnv.com. And that's the letter N as in Nicole, the letter V as in Valentine, which is my maiden name, .com. And yeah, I mean, we're all over the place. Google, Facebook, just look up Create Brand Envy or Brand Envy or Nicole Valentin. I should pop up right away.
Well, thank you so much, my dear. Kisses to Victoria. Thank you for visiting us today.
Yes,
and to
thank
be
you for
a guest
having
on
me.
my show.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.
And my dear listeners, thank you so much. One of the tips that Nicole shares with you is about getting to know the people you work with. And a quote of my book is, the more information you have on yourself and the people who work with you, the better decision you will make, both employee-wise and financially. As Eileen Bridisky once said, great leaders are not the best at everything. So as a business owner, it is important and imperative that you know the people that you want to work for your company. Because if you have happy employees and you invest on your human capital, your clients will be happy to come back to a happy environment. So I really think my support system, my friends, that they are able to help me achieve a thriving, profitable, and successful business. And I also want to thank Dedicated Senior Medical Center for their sponsorship of Cafecito with Rosie on air. My name is Rosie Paulson. I'm the owner of Rosie Paulson Enterprises, and I thank you so much for listening to the show. And stay pure, stay positive, and stay inspired. Bye.
You just enjoyed another episode of Cafecito with Rosie on air. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and visit www.rosiepaulson.com to learn more about Rosie Paulson Enterprises. Stay pure, stay positive, stay inspired.
Seniors, does your doctor regularly reach out to check on you? Can you walk into your doctor's office and see them if you need to? Do you have your doctor's cell phone number, and can you call them anytime, day or night? At Dedicated Senior Medical Center, their only specialty is caring for seniors. Dedicated makes it easy to get the primary care you deserve. Doctors spend more time with patients than the doctors you may be used to. They offer telehealth visits, help you get your medications, and even make sure you get to your appointments. If your doctor isn't treating you like family, it's time to say yes to Dedicated Senior Medical Center. Call Dedicated Senior Medical Center today to schedule a visit and find out what you're missing. Call 813-359-1448. That's 813-359-1448. Appointments available now.